Okay, we are here starting our hike up to the Mount Baldy Peak, and we're going up what's called the Devil's Backbone Trail. It took us a little while to find it, but we're finally on our way up, headed up to the trailhead. So Michael and Leslie hiking to Mount Baldy Peak. So one thing they don't quite make clear to you when you start this hike is how to start the hike. So what you do is you go down by the Mangor campground, camp and park and anywhere in the center. Then you walk up the street to the trailhead. And then you see San Antonio Falls Trailhead sign. And that's where you start, and you just start walking up that road. And then just follow that up to the lodge, and they'll direct you to the Devil's Backbone. So you won't be driving around for half an hour trying to figure out what to do. Okay, we're entering the trailhead to the hike. Going up and over some rocks here to get started. And we have to take this fire road here. To actually get to the trail, we have to go to a lodge before we actually break off into the trail. So, beginning of our hike on a fire road, but we're on our way. This is our first site. I don't know how well you can see it, but there's a waterfall coming down, and we see that as we're about to turn and actually get on the trail and get off of the service road. And there's the service road, and there is the trail. So we're about to head up on the trail. We're on the trail to the lodge. Once we get to the lodge, we have to find the trailhead to head towards Devil's Backbone, which is the trail we take up to the top of Mount Baldy, or officially Mount San Antonio. Trail to the lodge. Nice scenery. Big old giant rock hanging over there. And still on the trail. That's where we came from, way down there. And we got a long way to go. So far so good. Nice and cool, good weather. Little smoky from the fires that are to the east and to the west of us. But nice day so far. Baldy ski lifts. So we're almost to the lodge, and actually I think I can see the lodge up through those trees. Now, if we get up to the lodge and decide we don't want to go anymore, we can take this ski lift down, but no, that's not us. We're going to the peak. See ya. So the ski lift's running, and we're going to go walk right underneath the ski lift. Pretty cool. And there go the chairs down there. Now, from what I understand, the skiing here is kind of bumpy and treacherous because of the, say, it's kind of a rough ski area. We've made it to the ski lodge. It's about an hour and 27 minutes. How far? Looking through her Fitbit. 3.56 miles to get here to the ski lodge. And of course you can see it's not ski time, so it's an abandoned ski lodge. But from here we have to figure out which way to continue to get to the Devil's Back. So after stopping at the hut to get directions, we're now on our way up towards the Devil's Backbone. So we need to follow these green chairs to that trail as we are leaving the ski lodge, continuing on to Mount Baldy Peak, or officially known as Mount San Antonio. I want to call this attention to my wife's cool hiking shoes. They're called Trail Runners, and they're a little bit lighter and more comfortable. Probably not the most durable. Me, I'm wearing big old heavy Skechers hiking boots, and I prefer to have my feet and ankles well protected. And Leslie is a big advocate of high tops, but on her regular hikes, sometimes she likes to run down after she gets to the top, and these are more conducive to running down, so she thought she'd try those. Lets off during skiing. Reminds me of our time in Mammoth, although we've never been on such a small jump off of a ski lift. And I guess you get off, ski over here, and maybe find the ski run over this little lip, which doesn't look right because there's a big rock there. So I would say, I don't know if this is a ski lift or just for hiking, because I don't see anywhere you can break here. Apples are the greatest thing in the world to take along on a hike. It's food, it's juice, it's delicious. Take apples when you go on a long hike. So this is the view of where we're at right now. I don't know how many feet we've gone. Leslie might be able to tell you in a second. Nope, she's shaking her head. No.
Elevation, you mean?
Yeah.
No.
And there's the rest of the trail we're headed up. So, still got a little ways to go to our 10,400 foot destination. But we love being out here. See God's beautiful handiwork that He's given us to be a part of and to enjoy. And we're trying to figure out when we started enjoying this, and we figured it's between 2006 and 2013. We can't quite remember when we started hiking out at a trail called Bump and Grind in La Quinta in the Palm Springs Desert where we live. And then in Palm Desert. And then we started taking longer hikes. We went to Bryce Canyon, took Lake Powell, took some hikes there. Went to Yosemite, took some long hikes there. We took, and so that's when we started taking our long nature hikes, and it's one of our most favorite vacations to take. Probably our most favorite vacation to take since we started hiking. So we really enjoy being outdoors and seeing nature and experiencing the Lord and what He's done for us. What's steep our climb is. We've been climbing this steeply since we left the ski lodge. So you gain altitude real fast. Not that you're hiking real fast, because it's high altitude. You can hear it in my voice and my deep breathing. But you take it one step at a time, one hiking pole at a time, and we will get there. And we'll see you when we get there. This is our view from our hike so far.
About 2 miles.
About 2 miles up. Unfortunately, the smoke from the 17 fires in California are obstructing our view. So it's not as pretty as it could. So the thing about hiking is, unless you actually do it, you don't get to see stuff like this in person. You only get to see it in pictures and videos that people like me make. And this is why Leslie and I enjoy this so much, because you get to see things up close, that you get to see God's creation up close. And it is His creation. You look at this in a painting and instantly know that it just did not happen. A bunch of colors and paints fell out of nowhere and came together to make a picture. So why in the world would you be out here in the middle of it and say that over millions of years somehow all of this randomly fell together? Craziness. Romans chapter 1 tells us that this is how God lets us know that He exists. Just looking at nature, you know there has to be God. And when you're out here in it, it's undeniable. Actual marker of a trail that we run across is Devil's Backbone Trail. So this is the beginning of Devil's Backbone Trail. And Leslie said we'd have to see the trail before we see the peak, which makes sense. So there's the trail. So that must be the peak up there. That's where we're going. That's our destination.
Where's that peak?
And Leslie's going to check the map to make sure. But
It's on the checking out.
if it's not, woo, we got a long way to go. But I think that's it. So we're on our way. That's a narrow trail all the way up there. And it gets narrower.
There's the narrow.
Guadalupe Peak. I gotta stop saying that. There is Mount Baldy Peak, our destination. This is the part of the trail that everybody shows in their YouTube videos and information. It's the last part of the trail on your final ascent to the peak. And that's where we're at. Almost there. We'll see you at the top. We saw him down at the lodge. He's a runner. Yeah, he ran up to the top to 10,000 feet. Now he's running back down. Yeah, we're on the Devil's Backbone Trail. And I don't know if you can see how narrow it is, and you can probably understand, get an idea of why they call it the Devil's Backbone. It's like we're walking on the backbone of something. They choose to call it the devil, but those kind of names just make the trail seem hard and scary, so we'll go with it. And you can see how steep this first climb is. Very, very steep and narrow. Devil's Backbone. There you have it. On all the other videos I watched, you would never know that there was any section like this on the Devil's Backbone. Again, everything they showed was just barren, straight road, and they leave all of this stuff out. And again, it's still a narrow trail, but there's so much to see out here with all this elevation. It's a really beautiful hike. As you can see, it's narrow and you got big drop-offs on either side of us. And it's steep, but it's very beautiful. There's the lodge way down there, if you can see it, as we're making our way up. Very nice, very nice. It's on the videos, it looks pretty treacherous. Looks pretty treacherous right here. So I'm gonna put this away and get my sticks out. I've seen this little tree in every video and information site I went to look at about this hike. and it looks like it's something significant and special, but no one ever says anything about it. So it's going to be in my video too, and it's there. You'll know you're on the Devil's Backbone Trail when you see that. This is a really neat trail. It's narrow and kind of rocky, but it's just neat to be up here. Like you're standing on top of the world. And now we're coming through all these rock formations that only last for maybe 20 or 30 yards. And then if you look down, if you are afraid of heights or not very stable, you probably wouldn't want to do this hike, because this is as much room as it is between us and down there. It's about maybe 6 to 7 feet wide, maybe that wide. And you can see as we're going ahead, Leslie there stepping over the rocks. Just a real narrow trail, but it's cool as I trip over. Don't look down. Pretty treacherous up here. That side's pretty. Oh, beautiful. That side, not so much. Pretty scary. So, way up there, see the guy in the yellow shirt. I think he's almost to the top. Might have a little ways to go across after that. I'm not sure. We'll find out when we get there. But very, very steep climb. But we're doing it. Well, we made it to the top. We are here at 10,040 feet peak of Mount Baldy, officially Mount San Antonio. Some fellow hikers that set out about the same time that we did. Reached the peak a little before we did. Whoops, it is 10,064 feet. So this is the highest peak we've climbed yet. So gonna turn around here and get a little selfie with Leslie and I in front of the sign. Leslie, look up. Look up. She's shy. Okay. So here we are at the top of Mount Baldy, enjoying God's creation. So you look at all of this and say, random? No, I think not. Creator Yahweh, God. Amen. Now we're headed down from the peak, and we are on the going back to, what's the name of the campground? Manker Campground, where we started. A tree with sap dripping. So, of course, going down is a lot easier than coming up. Some places hard. We have to use our hiking sticks to stop from tumbling down, but this is a welcome relief from that very steep ascent. We are now on our descent. Oh, gotta go. Gotta put out the sticks. So I haven't been videotaping as much on our descent because it's hard. If you notice, Leslie has hiking poles. I have hiking poles. Praise the Lord for hiking poles. It is so steep coming down. I don't know how many times it would have fallen without the hiking poles. But you can see out there, that's where we're going back to. That's where we came from. And we're on our way back down from way up there. We can't see where we were because it's over those ridges. But, whew, coming down. What goes down, what goes up must come down. And We're coming down hard. But it's fun. It's beautiful. It's hiking. That's where we came from. And if you look and see all these rocks and loose dirt and tree trunks and whatnot, this is how we're getting down. Now, Guadalupe Peak was 8,000 feet, but it wasn't as steep. And of course, it was 2,000 feet less than this peak. But this one, the trail is really steep. And of course, if the trail is steep, it's really going to be steep going down. And so we're having a fun time getting down. Leslie just asked, what are you doing to me, mister? They're taking you on wonderful adventures to grow old by. This is an adventure. Huh, honey? This is part of our ascent. We've run into a boulder garden down here. So pretty. Look at all the beautiful big rocks and how it's all stacked up in this one area. Look. And hope we're still on the trail. Leslie says yes, we are still on the trail, so we're good. But there's look at all these rocks. How cool. Wish I could take some of them home from my yard. Like that one. Run us to a little spring here of cool water. And then of course, all the flowers and plants grow up around it. Heading down. These are some of the reasons why we go hiking and why we love the outdoors. And then we were just talking about how we hadn't seen those pretty white flowers since we got from the lower elevations.
No, they're right at the devil's
there they are.
backbone.
Yeah. And there they are. Very nice. I'm going to try to drink the water.
You're going to try to drink the water?
See, it's running water. Running water is supposed to be pure.
I know.
So we'll see.
Get us some back over there.